Bitcoin was the first ever digital money, and it is now the most valuable and well-known of all cryptocurrencies. In January 2009, a computer programmer or group of computer programmers using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto introduced it to the world for the first time. Thus, keep watching this video to learn the whole background of Bitcoin. The beginnings. The global economy experienced a cataclysmic downturn in 2008, which had repercussions that lasted for many years and continue to be felt even now. It just so happens that the year 2008 was also the year when a mysterious and nameless person released a paper that describes blockchain technology. The initial Bitcoin white paper was released on October 31, 2008, and was given the title Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The document was written by a person who goes by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. In the beginning, Nakamoto distributed the paper over a cryptography-related email list. As time went on, the work became widely disseminated over almost the entire internet, particularly among the primary communities of cryptography experts. In the paper, Satoshi Nakamoto described several blockchain networks and outlined the ways in which these networks may significantly enhance the functioning of the financial system, particularly on the internet. The inventor of blockchain described it as a decentralized, peer-to-peer network that does not need trust by using the analogy of a digital ledger to describe it. In addition, he highlighted the fact that blockchains do not call for an intermediate, which was something that had not even been conceived of at the time. Users that make use of blockchain technology, or at least the first network that is developed using the technology, will have the opportunity to exchange bitcoins for other monetary values. Bitcoin would be the first practical digital money in the history of humanity if it had irreversible transactions that were also cryptographically secured. Satoshi Nakamoto initiated the blockchain network on January 3, 2009, which led to the creation of the Genesis block, which was the first block to be mined. Users were not required to pay a fee to join the network as miners, and might earn Bitcoin in return, despite the fact that the cryptocurrency had no value at the time. However, in less than a year, we were given the opportunity to witness the very first public commercial transaction that included the exchange of value. A person living in Florida who frequents the Bitcoin Talk site said that he just spent 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas from Papa John's. The transaction took place on May 22nd, and taking into account the cost of the products, it was estimated to be worth $25. But if we look at the pricing as it is right now, we can see that the exact same transaction would now set you back $170 million. It would seem that Bitcoin was very cheap over that period of time. Nevertheless, who could have predicted this? The Bitcoin market. After a year had passed, people using the internet began to understand that Bitcoin may possibly have some value. An unidentified user going by the alias $W on Bitcoin Talk made a suggestion for a new Bitcoin trading site. The website, which was first suggested to be called bitcoinmarket.com, was originally suggested on January 15, 2010. After that, the person proceeded by extending their greetings to the community and presenting what is now officially the first Bitcoin exchange. I am working to establish a market in which Bitcoins are valued similarly to other commodities. People will be able to speculate on the value of Bitcoins by trading them for dollars and exchanging them. He added, in principle, this will result in the establishment of a real-time exchange rate, which will allow all of us to get an understanding of the current worth of one Bitcoin in relation to $1. Bitcoin was a decentralized digital currency, but it also had a high degree of fragmentation. Miners who were interested in making money were able to establish an agreement on the ledger, but not on the asset's price, since the community did not know how to calculate the price. Even though Bitcoin maintained its decentralized nature, official pricing had to be determined by a centralized institution, such as an exchange. The Bitcoin market was first established in March 2010 by the poster that was stated before. At first, the price of a single Bitcoin was less than 1 cent, but this quickly increased. If time travelers were ever to become a reality, they would undoubtedly come back to this moment in history to stock up on various cryptocurrencies. Notable price movements and events. The price of Bitcoin throughout its history is the aspect of its value that is most remarkable. The value of the cryptocurrency has gone up and down in a manner that is exceedingly volatile ever since it was first introduced to the market. This trend has continued throughout the course of the previous 10 years. When the price of a Bitcoin eventually surpassed $1 in February 2011, it was the beginning of the first significant event. After just a few short months, the digital asset went through its very first bubble when it reached $31 in the month of June. This was the first time that individuals were exposed to Bitcoin's potential for extreme price volatility during a parabolic surge. But just as in every previous bubble, the price plunged precipitously when it burst. After a little period of time, it reverted to a value that just included a single digit. By April 2013, the price of a Bitcoin had risen to $200, and already in November of 2013, it started trading at a price of around $1,000. In a similar vein, the price plummeted after just a few short months. The growth of illicit cryptocurrency black markets on the internet was the primary factor that drove up the price of Bitcoin. Silk Road was the name given to the first version of this market when it opened in 2011. The digital marketplace, which was the brainchild of Ross William Ulbricht and operated on the so-called dark net, provided criminals and drug traffickers with a means to sell illicit goods. On the other side, customers also had the option of buying medications online while maintaining their complete anonymity in the transaction. Due to the fact that Ross Ulbricht was captured by the FBI on October 1, 2013, the saga of Silk Road did not continue for very long, the year that saw the first significant Bitcoin bubble. The cryptocurrency has garnered a large following, which includes developers, miners, technology enthusiasts, and many other types of people and organizations. Bitcoin was going to be the first cryptocurrency to really shake up the global economy because of the decentralization it introduced to the existing monetary system. After many years of choppy market activity, investors began a rise that would totally tremble everyone, but particularly those who held Bitcoin. The price dropped to a level that would never be seen again in August of 2015 when it hit its nadir. We saw that the value of the asset gradually increased over time, while it was supported strongly at $200. By June 2016, the value of a single Bitcoin had almost reached its previous all-time high, reaching $770 at that point. Bullish investors drove the price of Bitcoin to an all-time high of $1,345 in March 2017, which was slightly higher than the previous record. The events that followed are common knowledge. Bitcoin went through a period known as a parabolic rise, during which its value was able to effectively double several times over. Bitcoin's last ATH was achieved on December 11, 2017, when it hit a price of $20,000. After that, investors made the decision to put all of their freshly obtained returns into altcoins, which are the many different cryptocurrencies now available on the market. During the month of January 2018, the value of these alternative cryptocurrencies, which are mostly based on Ethereum, skyrocketed in the same way that Bitcoin did. Also, Bitcoin has achieved an all-time high not just in terms of its pricing, but in terms of its other characteristics. Retail purchasers started taking an interest in the official online money. In order to be early adopters of a new disruptive asset, many of them invested all of their cash, sold their things, and even mortgaged their homes. Bitcoin demonstrated to the whole world that in addition to having value as an investment, it can also be used dependably as a medium of exchange for financial transactions. Forked projects and altcoins also helped contribute to this element by bringing a multitude of use cases in practically all spheres of life. The use of smart contracts, which are a distinct and relatively new component of blockchain technology, has also gained momentum as a result of Ethereum's increased popularity. Its enormous ecosystem provided support for the vast majority of newly created coins. In addition to this, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has shown that blockchain technology has the potential to disrupt not just financial markets and banks, but also other official institutions. The following years. In the end, the narrative of Bitcoin in 2017 did not have a happy ending. When it reached an all-time high of $20,000, early investors started liquidating their successful investments in enormous quantities. There is a limit to the amount of time that prices can continue to rise, and the excitement around Bitcoin has gradually begun to subside. Bitcoin achieved its all-time low in December of 2018 when it reached a support level of $3,400. After that moment, the price of Bitcoin had a modest upward trend throughout the year 2019. In the end, the bulls were unable to fulfill their promise of reaching new highs. Despite this, all preparations were derailed by the continuing coronavirus epidemic, which resulted in a catastrophic decline across all markets in March of 2020. Bitcoin's value dropped to $3,500, a drop that occurred only a few short days after it had just reached a higher level. Once again, we saw the whole of the cryptocurrency market reaching its nadir, which was the lowest position it has been in years. Due to the high levels of unpredictability and danger that pervaded, no one was sure what they should trust. When seen in this light, the seemingly insane decline in price can seem to be hilarious. After fluctuating sideways for a number of months, the price of Bitcoin has resumed its prior upward trend and is steadily approaching levels that we have not seen since 2017. As a result, the price of one Bitcoin is now at $27,386, and analysts predict that it will continue to grow in the years to come. And that wraps things up. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Your enthusiasm for Bitcoin is contagious. Show it by liking this video and subscribing for more similar content. We value your ongoing support, and we'll catch you in the next video.